Oh man, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day, all that fun stuff. This is Tiny. How you doing? It has been a minute. I'm not gonna lie. It's been a minute, and Honk, you've been an incredible human being. Or goose. Human goose. Goose being. I've been meaning to get to this for a while, and this is now when the wild will be gotten to. So, today's model building is brought to us by Honk. Honk, thank you again for your patience and for sending me this awesome Gundam. Fucking love Gundam. Macross was good too, if I'm being brutally honest. But we're gonna... Let's just... Are you gonna focus? Come on now. Focus. Focus. There it is. There we go. A 1/144th scale model. I can live with this. He is beautiful. Okay. Stardust Memory. I don't know if I remember that one, which I don't know if that's saying something or not. I'll put all this together in here. Now, I am going to be brutally honest. Not only was Gundam one of the first sets of models that I had ever put together, we are talking back when Horse was a... I think I was a preteen. I think I was like 12. Man, it has just been a minute. It has been an absolute minute. And before I forget, we have our handy dandy. That's what they're called, right? So we're gonna stick you right there. We're gonna knock this out. Forgive me for the sound. What a crazy year, right? It's been two months, maybe? Let's go ahead and just start the trash pile. It's been it's had to have been like 3 or 4 months since I last did a model build. I still have another one of these, and then I have a wooden model as well. So we'll put all that together. And at some point we'll get somebody to edit this and just excuse me, make these look super quick. Like, I've seen the Gunplay YouTubes where it's like click, 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 boom, 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 boom. And I'm just like, on one hand, that's incredible. Like, production quality is phenomenal. And then on the other hand, I'm like, holy shit, guys. I ain't got that time. Oh, there we go. Now, you're supposed to stick this in water and then, like, gently scoop it out, lay it on the model. I'm gonna show you a life hack, which is you lick them and then you just stick them on the model. Don't quote me on that. I haven't done this in like decades. It'll probably be bad for you and your health to do so, but again, if you're taking advice from me, you're already kind of a lost cause. I'll stick you right there. There we go. So how is everybody, right? I kind of wanted to, on one side I did want to do this as a bit of a live stream, but on the other side, I don't know. I will need to be paying for an editor or somebody. You know what I mean? Like, I need somebody to, I guess we're just going to arrange these by, that's lasers. I know lasers when I see them. That's lasers. We will just arrange these by color. So, gray is here. Off blue is there, and then there's red. Alright, let's take a look at this. It's all in Japanese. Well, we are already... Alright, let's see if I know any Japanese. I don't. Okay, well that was super easy. And here is more Japanese. Do not fold space-time. You'll make it look like that. No shifting of paradigms. Warning. There are two. There's going to be an eclipse So before the eclipse and after the eclipse, the sun will look different. And be aware, mimetic hazards, or this would be a memory hazard. What once was a circle is now a triangle. Be aware of that. Okay, I think we're good. For customers in Japan only, it says that in English. And then I get what? I get a cutout thing? I don't know. I don't know what it is. It don't matter. We are building a model. We're gonna make this happen. Alright. Bada. Boom. There we go. Ooh. It's just written in Japanese. Okay. So, funny story. So that's Charlie. We don't need Charlie. That is also Charlie. This is Alpha. We are looking for Alpha 19. Alpha 19 is this boy right here. We get the nippers right there. And so I guess we're just gonna. Oh, that's so much easier. Oh. We're gonna. Oh, that feels so good. Oh, that feels so good. Oh, and that's so clean. So, when I did this when I was a kid, I took it and I'd just wiggle, and then snap it. And that was the only way I knew how. Because getting my mom's scissors in there didn't work, and she didn't want me to, to ruin her good scissors with some crazy shit. So, we are looking for part K. And see, so this is what I would do. You just take that, you just spin it, and it just fell out. Don't need these fancy-dancy but very loved little clippers. Alrighty, so this goes in here like so. No, goes in here like so. There we go. And we want part PCD is in Delta. CD is in Delta. Oh, these are the only ones. Okay. Now, there are a lot of little Japanese little words there, so that tells me that, okay, so it's saying, hey, make sure the notch, that notch, is facing inwards. That's what they are saying right there. And then it looks like part D can just go anywhere. Oh, let me make sure I'm also repeating the background music, though. I don't think I'm going to be here for the full 3 hours, but we don't know. I mean, whoa! Oh my God! There we are. Oh, God! That was the core of the model, and I almost just yeeted that little plastic piece out of place. All right. Just want to stick you right there, so you are done. Part 2 is A21, this piece here. So, what do we want to talk about? Do we want to talk about NFTs? Do we want to talk about Evergrande? Do we want to just vibe? I'll tell you a story, maybe. Why not? So, PCA. PCA. I guess this is the PE. This says PE. This says B. B. Assuming. What the fuck are you? What even are you? Charlie, Delta. Okay, so you and you are together. You HG? Well, I mean, your hands and wrists. Like, I'll know what the hell you are. Alright, fuck it. So, I don't know. Well, here we are, year 2 of a 2-week flatten the curve, right? Sort of settled into a new normal, which may or may not be welcome. Here's D. What am I looking for? D44? D44 is this thing up here. Okay. So what we do, this. So it's saying it wants to go in like so. And so what we do is we put this piece in like so. I'll bet you that's the ball joint for the shoulder. And then you slide in like so. Yeah, you do. Look at you go. But okay. Should you be like this instead? No. Smaller at the top, bigger at the bottom. That's it. That's it. That's the range of motion. Okay. So we'll go PCA. D43 over here. No, but what I was just sort of meandering in my conversation. Is just simply, I think we're getting to the end of it. Of it, I mean, all of this, you know. Coronavirus, the restrictions, and all that other stuff. Like, it's becoming one of those things where it's getting harder and harder to justify, but more importantly, economically, it's unviable. There we go. Hey, a little wiggle head. But economically, it's becoming unviable. You can't continue to keep the country shut down, the world shut down. It's one of those things where, yeah, I do write about post-scarcity, and man, I do wish we were there, but we ain't, you know? Like, we have got to be careful about shutting down, and I think we played with fire a bit. We did that, and now it's like, alright, countries, not just companies, but countries are like, you know, we do this again, we gonna have some problems. We're gonna have like hyperinflation, and I don't think hyperinflation is here. As weird as that sounds, I do not think hyperinflation is here. Because what nobody alive really, well, I don't want to say alive. What? No, hey, ooh, oh, that was a satisfying click. Did you guys hear that? Oh man, I'm gonna try and get that next one. Let's see if we can do that. I don't think we are at hyperinflation stage because what y'all may not remember is that in the 70s we had hyperinflation. We reached an inflationary, you know, period of like, well, man, let's see if I'm gonna try and get to the snap. Oh, that's a delicious sound. Anyway, looking for A26. Do you guys see that? Oh, 826 is right here. All right. But we had a hyperinflationary period in the 70s, throughout the 70s, in fact, that, you know, we were talking like 10% every year. Bank loans were 30% APR. Like, it was bad. And, let's see if we can get that good click again. Oop. Here we go. Here we are. You ready? There we go. That's a nice little click. We had that hyper-aggressive inflation, and so now we're sitting here since the mid-'80s, my entire life. I was born in '87, so since the mid-'80s, we are 2% a year. Right? 2% a year forever, and that is growth. So we have finished that one. Now we're here. Ooh, eclipse. We got an eclipse. What am I looking for? I'm looking for Alpha 2. So I'm looking for this guy right here. So now, for the first time in recent memory, for the first time for a lot of people, for the first time for every millennial, and definitely Gen Zer, you know, it's a, oh my God, we're all gonna die, right? You know, we've had 4% inflation in 1 year, and it might be worse. Like, we might be at 6% or 8% inflation, and part of me is like, well, on one hand, yeah, that does suck. If you are in if you're in a fixed product, right, that's paying like a whopping 3%, you should probably get out, if you can get out, because that is not gonna pace inflation worth a damn. But you know, for everybody else, like if you're chilling in the market, if you got a house, or if you're taking care of collectibles, and I do not mean NFTs, because NFTs are a scam, but that's another story. You know, you doing collectibles, all right, bravo. Where's my B? B was over here, wasn't it? No, that's D. Where are you? Ah, you're bravo. Okay. B11? B11. You know, you're gonna be fine. The real people that are losing here are people that are holding corporate debt, people that are in CDs, people that are in annuities, older annuities, like fixed annuities. Variable annuities will probably be okay, because you're going to be pacing, or I mean, well, variable annuity takes place in the market. So, you know, if stonks go up, your variable annuity is going to go up. I need to turn off my heater. There we go. So stonks go up, variable annuities go up, so it's not like, you know what I mean? Like, if, what? You're not important. You're not really losing out, but it is important. Like, if you just have money that's sitting in a savings account and you're making, you know, 1/5%, you know, your savings account is paying you 0.25 or 0.15, you know, be aware. On a good year, you're still losing, because again, inflation is a 2% beast. On a bad year, like, you know, sort of what's going on now, you are, oh, that was a nice little click. Let's see if we can do that again. Ready? Oh man, let's just, what was it? How's it go? It goes like this, and then we just sort of, no click there, but there they are. Now, on a good year, you're still losing over 1%, because again, you're keeping your money in a savings account. It's not really doing anything for you. It's not going anywhere. it's nice to have it that liquid. You know, there's nothing more liquid than cash. But nah, I mean, like you are just sort of sitting there and letting inflation eat you alive. Now that's A2. Should I just do A1 as well? I feel like I should. So even though it doesn't tell me to do A1, we're going to do A1 because I'm a rebel. But yeah, you know, and that's sort of the nature of the beast. And inflation is good. Hyperinflation is not. Don't mistake me saying, you know, inflation is good for saying like, oh man, this I'll bet you we end at like 7% or 8% inflation for the year. You know, that's great. That's perfect. Like, no, it's really not. It's going to hurt a lot of people. It's going to hurt a lot of people on fixed incomes. Oh man, let's see if we can just. Hey, there we go. It's going to hurt a lot of people. It's going to hurt a lot of people on fixed income. So let's not pretend that like, oh, this is great. No, I mean, if anything, what do we got? A 16, 17. So we got 15, 16. But where is 17? Ooh, that is the question. Oh, this is 17, Orange Boy. You know what this reminds me of? The orange reminds me, this is the exact same color of that old cough medicine that used to be sold in like the 90s and the early aughts. And then people figured out that you could make like methamphetamine with it and pseudoephedrine, you know what I'm talking about? And then they're just like, oh, well, we can't have this. It was so delicious. Like, as a kid, I was so angry because, like, that's what I would get when I was sick, and it worked. It worked really well, and it tasted really good. And I was just like, I'm sick, but I got this, so, like, life will be okay. I hope this is the right way. I'm assuming it goes this way. And I am incorrect. I have it upside down. There we go. Look at that. Look at that boy. I hope that's correct. But yeah, I don't know. Weird memory to pop up. But yeah, I mean, annuities beat the pants off, like, even fixed annuities beat the pants off of CDs. Alright, so we'll stick you here, we'll stick you there. I'm looking for A14. This is going to be A. A14 is this boy right here, which I am just going to wiggle off. There we go. He has been wiggled. And then A13 is going to be cut. So, a lot of people ask me, like, hey, Tiny, you know, what do you think of the housing market and all that other stuff? And I've actually talked to some real estate brokers. Because I don't have the money. I mean, mind you, I just bought a house. Like, I'm not over here like, I'm going to be a global investor. Like, no, don't think that at all. Oh, that's how that works. That looks... Look at that boy. Look at how serious he is. Stick you here. I do, now you got an antenna. Now you can talk to people. There we go. Already on step 5. And step 5 is a doozy. Okay. But, I was talking with a guy that sells houses for a living. And I was like, yo, what the fuck? Like, what are we thinking is gonna be the real deal? It's not this one. Here it is. D19. Oh my god. Alright, 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 alright. So D30 is our first. And D30 needs to go into D46? D46 is up here. This might not be a one and done. This might be a two-parter, or at least a. I'm gonna come back to this. Okay, so D30 is like that. Goes into D46 like so. And then I need D19. This is not it. I need, well, let's just wiggle just to make sure. Ah. They are both D19s. I know you bought me those beautiful clippers, and I love you, and I'm going to be using them. I swear. I love you, honk. I love you. And he says, you know, tiny. And I'm like, yeah. He's like, historically, houses appreciate and residential real estate appreciates at about 4% per year. And he says, so the Great Recession happened and housing prices cratered. Which, you know, if you were around and alive and paying attention back then, you would have seen that too. Just McMansions going on sale for pennies on the dollar. And he says, you know, what ended up happening is this weird period of hyperinflation, if you want to call it that. Oh, it says we need to do this twice, so that's one. This period of inflation, the period of hyperinflation, of growth, hypergrowth, however you want to call it, whatever you want to call it, has basically done in like 1 or 2 years what the market should have done over the past 10. So to me, what that says, and you know, and I was just very much like, bruh, are you, like, bruh, really? Like, and he's like, yeah, actually, if you plot the line from the bottom, if you erase the Great Recession, which was a depression, but we're not going to call it that because it's bad for APR. If you, I am doing the right one, right? D30? No, it's D19. Well, I've already clicked it, so there we go. D30 is right down here. We're actually still undervalued in our homes. That's going to be the TLDR of this particular story. Is I asked the dude, and he's like, yeah, so if the Great Recession didn't happen and housing prices just continued as they should have, or as they did, we are still under what the housing prices should be. And I'm like, are you fucking serious? Like, I bought my house. Now I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I bought my house kind of in the middle of nowhere. Not because I wanted to get away from everybody, but because I needed a large enough house to, you know, live in. I couldn't just live in a little shoebox. And, oh boy, what the fuck is this? 11, 5, 6, and 11. So C, 5, 6, and 11. That's Bravo. That's Delta. Oh, here's Charlie. Charlie 5 and 6. Oh, they're copies. They're identical copies. That's what that is. So, you know, I got my house in the middle of nowhere because I was just like, yo, I kind of need to have a big enough house to, you know, like, and I'm not even on a massive piece of property. I'm on like a 1/4 of an acre, if that. I think it's actually a little bit less. So I'm in a modest house, got it for $250,000. I'm getting no-look offers for like 310, 330. You know. And that's on top of the people sending me mails saying, hey, you should unlock the equity in your home, which, by the way, do not ever unlock the equity in your home. Do not do this. It is never worth it. It has never been worth it. I can say that with certainty. The reason why you buy a house is not as an investment. The reason why you buy your primary home is to keep your rent flat for 30 years and then get rid of it entirely. So do not fall for the it is better to rent than to own, because that is a spook. Do not fall for the what? I don't know what these Japanese words mean. It's just madness to me, is what this is. Oh, you're saying one is taller than the other, and so you want the one that is taller than the other one to do the thing. Okay. Fucking. This is probably like the wrist, isn't it? Like I'm just doing some weird... This is the squeedly spooch. I'm looking for part PCH. Okay. So we're going to take thrumness. We are going to... How does he go? He goes here. The large thrumness goes there. Okay. Oh, like that. That's what you wanted. I see. And then before you close, you want this right up in your biz. Oh no. Alright. Now that I know that that's what you mean, my dude. Alright, this is what we call suffering. You're gonna go right there. Then you are gonna go... There we are. There we go. Hey! That's the squeedly spooch. Yeah, look at that. You can just... What range of motion? Alrighty. You won't go right there. We won't do that again. But I need this beam. So, I mean, it's gained $100,000 on paper. And some people would be like, well, now's the time to sell. But then, you know, the question becomes, where do you go after that? If I sold this house, I made, on paper, $100,000, right? Where do I buy? Because there's no, you know, we're 10 million homes short, right? Where do I buy? And if I do end up buying, yeah, because if you buy a property with the proceeds of another property, you don't pay taxes on it. You sort of roll it forward, and that's the name of that game. It's like, okay, cool. What does that benefit me? Like, I'd have to move. I'd have to pay to move. It's like paying to win, but worse. You know, it's like, okay. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't do anything for me. And I think that's the problem. I think that's what you're finding is not that people aren't willing to sell. It's that there's no inventory to move into. So it is a chicken and egg problem. You know, my home has appreciated by $100,000. You know, if I I sold that and I cashed out on it. I've paid off my student loans. Like, honestly, that would make me basically debt-free. But then I'd be renting again. And I don't have any money, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have the money to rent and all that other bullshit. Oh boy, I fucked that up. So the big part needs to be opposite to that. So the big part goes there. There we go. Okay. So we have finished step 5. We are now on step 6. That's not D. This is Charlie. This is Bravo. That's Alpha. Are you Delta? You are Delta. I need D25. Okay. So, what do I think is going to happen? Well, that's a bit of a different question. D25, D24. Do I think housing prices are going to retrace? I do. Do I think it is going to be as savage as the 2008 recession? I do not. And there, I think, is the rub. A lot of people are going to be waiting and hoping for a 2008 style recession. They're going to be hoping for, oh, well, this house did cost, $250,000, and I can get it now for, $100,000 flat. I can buy it for a song and a dance. So I'm going to do just that. I think, I'm not saying those days are over, because those days are never over. Never underestimate the power of human greed. But I don't think you're gonna see that. I need A27, C3, and C4. Oh my god. Alright. A27. Little piece of shit. Like, this is the one that bothers me, because, like, damn, I don't know where am I? Okay, I guess I'm gonna break it there. Alright, cool. A27 between C3 and C4. Here's C3 and there's C4. I don't think we're gonna get a 2008 style recession. And I think that's just gonna be something that a lot of people are gonna have to come to grips with. But I also think it points out that wages have been stagnant for too long. If we're sitting here saying, "Oh my God, nobody can buy a house," it's like, well, yeah, because you're paying them $7.50 an hour. And then now we start having a different conversation of, well, all right, what are we doing here? So the plus is up, and the thick part is in, and so it goes like so. And this, whoa, this goes here, and then this goes right there. Sorry guys, I just trying to get that right. Oh, that's such good clicks. Okay. You swing freely. So you, with it out, do that. Okay. I'm assuming I need to do that twice. Because why wouldn't I be doing that twice? Yeah. I mean, yeah. And hey look, it's time for hands. MP1. So, what I'm saying right now, I guess, to anybody who's listening and is like, okay, Tiny, what is your fucking point? The point is now is your time to job switch. Now is your time to lock in your profits. If you do nothing, you are going to just, you'll get that $15 an hour raise, right? Or not $15 an hour, but you will suddenly, through no effort of your own, be making $15 an hour. You will be getting that pay raise. But your price memory, when you started working in $15 an hour was like, if you had stayed for 6 years, you'd make $15 an hour. It's like, oh my God, 15 an hour is the new minimum wage. So, what the fuck is this? MP 1, 2, 3, no, 1, 2, 4, and 7. What in the fuck? It's 1, 2, 4. Alright. We are just going to go by pure faith here, because I don't see how this works. 1, that's 2. This is 4. And then 7. Alright. So. Wait. It's another MP1? Oh, because the other one's going to be MP6. That's what that is. That was sneaky, but I got it. Can't pull a fast one on me twice. Alright. So MP1 goes in like so. And then we have another MP1 that has an MP4 that goes in like so-ish. Does it snap? It does not snap. And there is... Oh, I'm gonna be... I'm gonna be brutally honest. This one might actually escape me. This one might actually escape me. Like, monkey brain. Alright. We have all the component pieces for a hand, but how do we hand? So this is MP9, and that's MP1. And so I'm guessing... Is that it? Or is this it? That's it. That does not look like it at all. I'm just going to be brutally honest. You missed a little with that one, at least with me, because that didn't seem like the right thing to do at all. Okay, so MP1 got here to MP4. Here's the grill. The grill needs to be flipped. So now it's a fist. And then here comes the giant fist. Now, here is the thumb. Thumbkin. Little thumbkin. There we go. I'm dumb. Look at that. That took way too much effort. But anyway, so we got this. That goes here. And this goes here. You're here? And you're here? Maybe? So then this would make sense. How do hands go? No, my hand is on the inside of my body. Fuck. So if I'm doing that, hand go on inside of body. Like that. See? My brain. Maybe. I know we're skipping ahead, but I have to... There we go. Hey, punch 'em robot. Punch 'em robot. Okay. Alright. We are braining together successfully as one. Do you just pop? Oh, you do. Okay. Oh, man. Let me just... I'll point out, you know, it's not really a look down. It's more of a... You can do that thing with his neck. So we're going to just keep him right there. We're going to pretend nobody saw that. Your secret is safe with me, buddy. Cool. And he has a free hand. All right. We're going to do that again. And we're just going to... We're just going to do that again. Okay, look at that. Look at that. Look at us figuring things out together. Oh, excuse me. No, the next one I do, I'll do it live. I'm just not... It's not that I don't want to. It's that, honest to fuck, I thought it would be easier. So I was just gonna be like, yeah, I'm just gonna do this model building. It'll be great. It's Gunpla. Like, you gotta be real dumb to fuck that up. And then here I am, like, borderline fucking it up. Like, oh no. But... Let's talk about other things. Let's talk about other things. Has anybody seen Dune? I've seen Dune. Gonna be brutally honest, y'all. It's not that I didn't like it, because I did like it. I did like it. I did like the movie. But what I am going to say is holy shit, it moved slow. And it moved slow... Probably because I haven't read the novels in like 12 years, so I'm figuring, you know, my brain goes through things a lot quicker than like, you know, the movie does. So it's like, oh yeah, you know, I remember when this happened, and that happened, and this happened, and that happened, and it's like, okay, cool, you know. What you forget is that you just summarize... Where the fuck is D16? 14, 13, 15, 17... 16 is all the way up here? No, I'm not looking for D16, I'm looking for D26. Oh, it was almost a problem. Yeah, D26 and D27. You know, spoilers for Dune, but not spoilers because it's like a 40-year-old book. But I'm gonna say I did like how they did the voice. I think the voice was very well done. I did like the fact that the technology that they used was sufficiently advanced that I couldn't sit there and be like, oh yeah, I know exactly what that is. Like, I would sit there, like when the Duke is getting healed from his poison attempt. And again, I said spoilers, so like, you know, what do you want? You know, I could tell that the thing that they were stroking was some sort of healing device. But if you were to ask me what the fuck it actually did, you know, how it worked, there's no way. And I think that's the right way to do advanced technology. You don't sit there and make something look so alien that it makes no sense. But then you also don't sit there, like Star Trek was very apt to do, unfortunately, and just be like, oh, you know, here's the blinking box, and I'm going to wave the blinking box over you, and then you're going to understand it. Like, no. Hell, we don't even do that with our own technology today. You look at anything that we have today, and compare it to what we were fucking around with 150 years ago, and it rhymes. Like, you can be like, oh, okay, well, I can tell that is a car, right? Like, I can sit here and I have oh, that's backwards. I can tell that's a car. Like, I have a general idea. Yeah, that's what I want to do. I have a general idea of what this future car now looks like, so, okay, bet. Like, here we go. But you can't, you know, if you were an auto driver, you would have no idea what the fuck a Tesla does. You wouldn't know how to approach a Tesla. You'd be able to say, okay, well, you know, that's obviously a mode of transportation, it's a car, but again, you have no clue. Where's the crank? Where's the crank handle, right? Because, like, that's how cars start. Cars start with a crank handle. And then, you know, you're just sitting there trying to figure out how the fuck to put this shit together, and it's like, man, literally saying, I'm gonna go crank up the car is just a phrase, because we haven't done that in so long. Buddy, what are you doing? Right? It's the same thing. I could tell that was healing. I could tell what they were pouring into the vat was supposed to be healing. But fuck if I knew what any of that was or what was going on. And I think that is the balance, because humans are going to design oh no. Oh no! That fell. Alright, we got it. Humans are going to design things for other humans. Like, at the end of the day, that's the thing. Is you're not designing it for an alien species, you know, every tomorrow, whatever the fuck that body horror sci-fi is, came and went, thank God. You know, you're not over here trying to adapt to these freakish, you know, mutant human perspectives and shit like that. You're just like, okay, human body is basically going to be the human body for a long time. Once it becomes unrecognizable as a human body, you may as well treat them as aliens, which, you know, it's basically what they are. And it takes a long time. Like, I'll put it this way. We will probably achieve technical immortality, before we evolve as a species. Like, if Moore's Law still holds, which there is your big if. I don't think it's going to. The desperate hope that a lot of these multi-billionaires and whatnot have, and like, oh my god, well, sorry, I should be doing this, you know, we're gonna achieve technical immortality, we'll be fine, we'll be safe, we won't die, and it's like, my man, y'all been saying you were gonna do that for like the past 30 years, 40 years, well before my time, and it's still not here. And some people are you, what? Am I just dumb? Like, what the fuck are we? It's like okay, that was just a USB right there. Like, wrong, it worked. No. people just need to be comfortable with their own death, which is a weird thing to say, but you know, it's true. Nobody gets out of this alive, which is just a fact. And over a long enough time horizon, everybody's survival rate drops to 0. So, unless you're willing to... There we go. Look at how ready he is. He is gonna do a thing. And we finished this page. Woo. Oh, alright. We are a lot further along than I thought. So, this is going to go swimmingly. Bravo, Charlie. So C1, C1, C2. But I like that. I like the fact that, you know, with personal shielding technology, you know, ballistic weapons have basically become useless, which, you know, is a thing Star Wars didn't even think about. If I'm being brutally honest, Star Wars didn't have, the new ones at least, sorry about the bump there, the new ones at least didn't really have much thought given to them, period, if I'm being brutally honest. But, you know, what are we doing? B7? Yeah, B7, either one. So, you know, oh, hey, we, fast death doesn't work anymore. So now slow death is the new paradigm. And if slow death is the new paradigm, how does that work? And then, okay, and then now you have people training with fucking swords 10,000 years in the future. I like that as a concept. I cannot, like, I can't imagine that would, huh. Did I fuck this up? No. Must be the children who are wrong. There. Snowshoe. But I can't imagine that, you know, when personal shielding is developed and that paradigm ripples through the galaxy and, you know, it very much looked like laser weapons could still hurt people. It very much looked like laser weapons were still something that, that you feared. And so I'm just sitting here like, yo, we just gonna be switching to laser warfare and you know, the more things change, the more they stay the same. Like, I think that would be the way to go, as opposed to training with knives and running around stabbing people. Though it does, you know, I'm gonna be honest, it does make for a good story, a good little show, but holy shit, you know? And then that even raises the other question, like, you know, everybody, like, when the ships came and the Duke, you know, rolled in with the Imperial legions and their, you know, mumbling religion. What are we doing? D7, D8, and piece M. This is piece M. And then we're going to be doing Delta 7 and Delta 8. You know, the Duke rolls in and they drop, not nukes, because nukes are illegal, which I found was really, really fascinating, that they're, after the Butlerian Jihad, nukes were made illegal. It's like, hey, if you nuke any planet, it's an immediate fatwa upon you and your house, and it's like, oh boy. But, you know, sitting here, Duke is shelling these, you know, Harkonnen is shelling our Atreides from orbit. it is a bad day, right? You know, they are doing the thing and cannot be stopped. And I'm just over here like, why wouldn't you just continue to do that? When you see a contingent of people and their shields stop ballistics, they stop fast death, why wouldn't you just pepper them with a grenade launcher? The grenade's impact isn't what's gonna kill them. What's going to kill them is the explosion and the heat. Which is, oh boy, is that gonna work? Yeah, it is. Look at that. Boom, 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 boom. The explosion and the heat is what's going to kill them. I know you're saying, like, well, Tiny, no, it's still fast death, because, explosion, that's gonna ripple to... Okay, cool. We have fuel air bombs now, and fuel air bombs don't kill because they have impacted you. Fuel air bombs kill now because they suck all the oxygen out of the area. If I detonate a bomb that has enough sort of oomph behind it, and you suddenly can't breathe anymore, I'm gonna do that 2 or 3 more times, and then you're running into the issue of, well, now personal shielding doesn't help, I need to be in a suit. And then if you're in a complete and total suit, then, now we're basically having a mech versus a mech, just scaled down. Okay. And I'm not against that. Like, I need to be obvious here. I'm not over here saying, like, no, this is bullshit, Dune's bullshit, but I'm just saying, like, the logical answer, which, maybe people want to hear, maybe they don't, is personal mech suits are going to be the new way to wage war. You can love it or you can hate it, but at the end of the day, the only way to make sure that my soldiers are going to be coming back is to out-armor. It always has been and it always will be an arms race between the guy making the sword and the guy making the shield. And it looks like, oddly enough, in Dune, they kind of stopped. And that might be to the whole point of the stagnation and the scattering that the God Emperor does at Dune, and all that other shit. But, I'm just sort of sitting here like, with technology today, you could have repelled that shit. Like, with today's technology, you could have sat there and been like, you know what we're gonna do instead of all of this bullshit? Is we're just going to literally light the desert on fire. How about that, you son of a bitch? Like, we're gonna do what Rommel did, and instead of that neat hand-to-hand combat, we're just gonna turn our anti-air batteries towards your soldiers and just have some fun. Right? Like, that's... I'm just sort of sitting here like, again, I loved the movie. Don't let my nitpicking, make you be like, oh, fuck, this is a bad movie. No. Go see it. I saw it in IMAX. I recommend it in IMAX. My only problem with it is that the sound was a little bit like, holy shit, they need to fix their sound. Their sound guy needs to come in and fix some shit. I'll put it that way. It was way too loud. But go see it. Go see it. It's a great movie. But yeah, no, I'm just sitting here like, I understand you will not make a machine in the image of man's soul, yada yada. Like, I get that. Okay, cool. I'm with you on that. But what I'm not with you on is how y'all are waging war. You can do better. Step up your game. Of course, Heinlein's dead now, so, like, he cannot take the advice of a small-time writer with, like, 300 people that read his work. So, his giant loss. Are we done with this? We're done with this one. Okay. You go into the box. I don't need to be dealing with you, basically. You are Delta again, and you are Delta 5 and 6. Yeah. Now, I guess the other thing I didn't get is just how cartoonishly evil some of these people are. If you have to go around stabbing people to get them to pay attention to you, like, you gotta go around, you gotta stab them enough times, and they're like, fine, fuck, I guess we'll let you in. Like, I'll put it this way. Medieval warfare, for all its brutality and for all of its terror and all that other stuff, surprisingly was not as total warfare as you'd think. Because again, if you do the total... Oh, I need C12. If you do the total warfare thing on these fucking peasants, right? You know, they're not knights, they're not nobles, they're not warrior soldiers, they're just dudes with knives running around, you know, lobbing them at travelers as a basis of government. Going to run into an issue where the serfs that are there that you use to extract wealth, right? Because again, we're a feudal society. So I'm using these serfs to extract wealth for my own sake. What do we got here? Is this going to work? There we go. There we go. Here we are. Look at him go. Look at that little... It doesn't want to lay down. Lamau. I don't know why either. That one springs up. The other one does not. That one does. But if you're controlling serfs in order to extract wealth from them, you don't want to kill them all. You want to kill enough. So Baron Harkonnen is like, you know, and what about these desert folk? And he's just like, kill them all. I get it, he being evil and whatnot, but it's not like he wasn't using them to begin with to extract wealth. It's not like he wasn't using them to begin with to, you know, make money, make a shit ton of money. And so, you know, what is this, 14, 15, and 17. 17 is right up here. We're not doing 17. Why am I looking at just like random things and being like, ah, yeah, that one? We're doing Delta 3. There's that. And Delta 1. I just need to use these little clippers. Much more better. So. go. That doesn't seem right, does it? That seems a little cattywampus to me. Oh yeah, that pops right off too. Alright. Does that mean that this needs to be all the way up here? And then you'll close and be happy, really. Okay. And then... Alright. I don't ask no questions. So I can only assume I need to do that for both of them. So let's go ahead and do that for both of them. D2, D4. D12 and 13. D12, D13. So yeah, so long story short, definitely go see Dune. It is very much a good boy. I very much recommend it. Go see it in IMAX. That is, I think that is how it should be seen. And, for all the incredible lore that Dune has put in, I don't know. I have questions. We'll put it that way. I still have questions. But I am also a barely published author, and he is a multi-generational tour de force. So, you know, take it with a grain of salt. I'll put it that way. Alright, it's 1 and 2. So we won't take this one, because of this one. Going back to A, I'm getting A 12 and A 9. This is A 12. PC Bravo. Right there. This feels like it's a different plastic. This feels a lot... Yeah, this is a lot bendier. It's a softer... Much softer thing. Alright. Don't remember which one was which. We just gonna... So this is 12. I'm going to assume this was 12. Yeah. And PC8 slides in like so. Oh, look at that. And you go here. But before you do, the short bit? Guess so. Slide in there. Be like so. Oh! Oh, hold a minute. Oh, that was a good little crack. That was a comfy crack. So that is now piece 13, and then we take a 6, 7, 6 and 7. So 6, 7, and then Charlie. Look at those thighs. Maxer thighs. Alright. PC. Whatever. It's right down there. Sorry, I'm doing this, and that doesn't make for good, doesn't make for good conversation, doesn't make for good video. So it's fascinating. It looks like I wanted to do like that. And I think that is the case. Yeah, it looks like the rings go forward. Okay. I don't think that's correct. But maybe I'm wrong. Charlie 10. This right here. Goes bum, bum, bum. Let me, real quick. Yeah, we're good. We are good on time. And so we're going to take this. Do that. Oh, now suddenly that look makes sense. And then we grab just any shoe, pop it on. Suddenly this boy has a leg. Look at you. You can even roll your ankle. Isn't that wonderful? I'll stick you right there. So I already did 14. I already did step 15. I did most of step 16. So we are see, look, cheating and reading ahead and using the big brain. Good. So yeah, I'm hyped for the future. I really am. Not in a, oh boy, one day we're gonna do whatever, but there's, you know, even the general, like, near future. I think you're going to see, I think the pendulum has swung, is what I'm saying. I think it's swung as far to one side as it's going to get. And I think a lot of people are starting to push back against, you know, authoritarian regimes, authoritarian corporations. What do we got? It's a small one, isn't it? Yeah, small. The small goes here. Like a lot of things that you used to get away with as a boss, you're not getting away with anymore. A lot of things you used to get away with as a company, well, you're still getting away with them, but people are now aware of it, and people are tired of it. So, you know, you remember what I said about eco-terrorism, right? Like, oh my god, like, if this video doesn't just get ripped down, you know what I mean? I would be surprised. Because I think I've hit, like, every single buzzword that would make that would flag this fucking video. Be like, hey, he's talking about shit. Yeah, how do we do this? I just did this, and now I don't know how to do it. We're gonna... What do we do? We do that? Or we do that? we do that. That. Is that how we do it? Yeah, that's how we do it. Okay. I forgot what legs looked like there for a minute. Which happens to all of us. Don't give me that look. It happens to everyone. Every so often you just sort of forget what anatomy looks like. And that's a very long human hair that is now wedged in between the there we go. Is that gone? There we go. Boom. Boom. I'm gonna stick it on a shoe. Bang. Look at that. We got another leg. Alright. Fun. So I don't know. What next? It's always just a little ramble with me. Oh, NFTs are a scam. Well, no, they're not a scam. It's money laundering. Which, again, hello, algorithm. How are you doing? Hello, NSA. What's good? What's good, fam? But no, like at a super duper high level, NFTs are money laundering, and they're money laundering because, in a brilliant way, look at that. Boop. They're money laundering because if I'm running a, well, let's do a hypothetical, okay? So I need to say it's a hypothetical, so we can just sort of. But say I am running a, I don't know. I'm a Silk Road guy, right? And I discreetly ship drugs and sell drugs and all that other spooky stuff that your parents warned you about, right? As a hypothetical, fuck off glowies. And so, oh, hold on a minute. Oh, fuck. A24 is this one. A23 is that one. So you two go there. 23 is there. You apparently need to be filled with goodies. You need to be filled with PCN and D10. Dealt up. 9. Yet. Oh, the giant, the big boy. So if I need to launder money, right? Well, how the rich currently do it is through art. Because art is subjective. So you can't necessarily get me, in air quotes, if I use art to launder money, because at the end of the day, art is whatever I'm willing to pay for it. So if I'm going to, traditionally it wasn't money laundering, but the super wealthy discovered, like, hey, if I buy this Van Gogh and I sell it in 10 years, I can then recoup a lot of my initial investment, or I can recoup, the money that I should have paid taxes on, but I'm just not. What are we doing here? It goes like that? No, it doesn't. There's no way. You really? Oh, okay. There we go. I was about to say, like, man, there is no fucking way. There we go. You got a little wiggle. Convertible. D16 and D36. D16 is right here. So what do I do? Right? Because at the end of the day, for every crypto bro that says, man, crypto can't be hacked, yada yada, well, firstly, it can. But I'll give you that. If you want to say that crypto can't be hacked, it's going to take longer than, you know, you're going to be at the heat death of the universe before you're able to crack it. Well, okay. Well, firstly, good luck when quantum computing becomes a thing, because that's going to be a real hard. It's going to be a real hard pass when suddenly the blockchain is just opened, because, you know, what the fuck? This is the back. So you go here. I'm guessing. Yeah, I guess so. And then you go here. And your taint points out. I'm going to nip this one right here. Oop. Taint points out. The tolerances for these. I mean, on one hand, I love it, but on the other hand, I'm over here, you know. I guess I should have brought sandpaper. Nah, I mean. So I'm a crypto guy. I sell drugs. You know, in this example, I'm trying to launder this money. I don't want to sit here and, you know, have $10 million in Monero, but I couldn't move Monero out of my wallet to save my life, right? Because again, and I've been saying this for a long ass time, if you want to regulate crypto, you want to crack down on these people, you don't go after the currency. You go after the endpoints. So you go after the Binance, and you go after, and we're done here. No, you go after the Coinbases, and you go after the exchanges that have to have know your customer regulations to even attach to your bank, to attach to any bank. They have to do this. Swift won't allow you to do this without it, and Swift is the banking protocol. So if you don't know what Swift is, congratulations. But the banking protocols won't allow you to do this. You know, the Visa network is not going to let you just move money, you know, and not explain where that's coming from. You're not going to do that. So you control the endpoint, which, by the way, for, you know, a majority of my viewers or who are American, so for my American viewers, you know that the IRS is looking at every transaction above $600, and everybody's screaming about that being a big old invasion of privacy and shit. This is why. It's a $1 trillion industry that they don't have the ability to look at internally. They don't have programmers. They're not going to be able to look at it. So instead, what they are going to do is they are going to check the endpoints, and they are going to check your balances. And if your balances make sense, if they come from, you know, oh hey, what are we doing? C7, this is A, this is D, so by the power of Grayskull, this must be C. Nope, this is Bravo. Is this C7? Hold on a minute. Alpha? Bravo. Bravo. Delta. Way away. This is Charlie. Oh my god, there is a thing left on here. What the fuck? Okay. Cool. I thought that was just a part of the form. It is not. It is actually his little saber. Okay, well now we're gonna be done with Charlie. So anyway, yeah, so all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna check the endpoints, and so you realize you can't do what you used to do. Like, for those of you who, well, I get 2 C7s. That means one of them, yeah, okay. So one of them is gonna go right here and be his little, look at me, I got a sword there. And the other one's gonna go in here, okay. For those of you who, paid your taxes, and by the way, always pay your taxes, you'll notice last year the IRS, that is a curved sword. I don't know if you can see that. That is a curved sword. Anyway, those of you who paid your taxes, and again, pay your taxes, but you'll notice last year there was a perjury trap built in to your tax return, which is, hey, did you ever own cryptocurrency, bruh? Like, bruh, did you own that shit? And if you said no, congratulations, you've committed perjury. And so what I'm trying to tell you is that if you said no, you need to go ahead and just file an amended return, and you need to probably talk to a tax lawyer, because I am not one, but you should definitely be like, hey, yeah, that was a mistake, whoopsie, because, you know, the last thing you want to do is lie on your taxes. Don't do that, that's how they got Hoffa. I'm just being brutally honest here. So that's Bravo, this is Delta, and I'm looking for Delta 28. Delta 28. Cool. And Delta 29. Well, look at that. So anyway, you've already probably pieced it together, like, if I'm being brutally honest. But, so now I can't just withdraw money from Binance and move it into my account and just not tell the IRS, right? I can't do that anymore. And unfortunately, you know, odds are that if the country that I'm in wants to continue to play ball, which they do with the United States, which they do, you know, then I'm going to run into an issue of, does that stick anywhere, or is that just, that's just hanging out? So we can stick that there. Ooh, it wiggles. Alright. So you're going to have, we just pop you out? We just pop you out. Fuck it. Bada boom. He got his curved sword. You're doing fine. Now we're going to make a gun, which is an incredibly American thing to do, especially in your home, especially, you know, without telling anybody. But that's beside the point. I don't advocate that or any other crime. So anyway, and there we go. So what am I gonna do? Well, art is how the rich launder money, and the rich aren't in cryptocurrency because they're rich, so they don't really give a shit. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to then do it myself. So I'm gonna create a clip art. It does not matter. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter where it comes from. I'm just going to make a clip art. And then I'm going to turn around and I'm going to list it for an exorbitant amount. Alright? And then me, with the wallet that has the illicit funds, I'm going to turn around and I'm going to say, okay, I really sure do love that art, and I am totally a different person, because, you know, crypto wallets do have security. I'm totally a different person, I'm not me, but I'm going to buy this from myself. And I'm going to have it registered on the public blockchain. So now, if anyone asks me, Tiny, where did this $20 million come from? Where did this $70 million come from? How did you make this money? I can say, well, I sold art, and I can pay taxes on it, which is how you're then able to launder the money. The goal there is not to avoid taxes. The goal here is to launder the money. Because, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, and I remember hearing this story, it's like drug dealers will have like $1 million in cash under their mattress. Like the really good ones, the ones that live and the ones that have their own territory. They'll be keeping $1 million in cash under their mattress, because where the fuck can they spend it? If they increase their spending, people are going to know they have money and they're going to get robbed. And if they try and like move it into a bank, the bank's going to be like, well, where do you work? And, you know, what do you say there? It's just, I'm an entrepreneur. Okay, great. Well, it looks like you're moving in, and this is true, by the way, if you're moving in a set amount of cash, like a number, I'm not going to say what that number is, because I don't know if I'm allowed to say what that number is, but if you move this number or more in and out of a bank, like into an account, by federal law, the bank has to write a report. Like, the bank legitimately, by federal law, has to go and poke the eye of Sauron and be like, yeah, so, this dude over here moved X amount of dollars into this account. We don't know where it came from, and we don't know what's going on. And that's going to be what gets you. Again, that's how they got Hoffa. They're just going to be like, oh, neat. I'm going to take a picture of that. And then we'll just take a picture of it and be like, you know what we should do? We should go pay this guy a visit. What does his tax returns look like? Oh, he's never filed tax returns. Well, that's interesting. And how much money was it? Oh, how large is his account? Huh. And then now suddenly you're having a bad day. You're having a bad day because you tried to take your ill-gotten gains. But that's if you're not reporting it. But if you turn around and you say, oh yeah, no, I'm a digital artist and I make NFTs, and a collector who I don't know, who is anonymous, who happens to be myself, but we're not telling them that. This anonymous collector likes me so much, so very much. He paid like $20,000 for this clip art. It's the weirdest thing. I thought I was going to get $5, but he came in and just really overbought, and there's no way to disprove that. At least right now, which again is why I'm saying, like, these people are really kicking the can down the road, but they could, you know, you're going to be okay for the next few years, and then quantum computing is going to roll in, and because a blockchain is a public ledger, they're going to be able to crack it, and then you don't think governments around the world, hungry for tax dollars, aren't going to turn around and be like, let's go through this entire blockchain and just, let's also pull all of the, I don't know, bank accounts that have had these big crazy deposits. What's it, D46? Is that what I'm looking for? D47. Let's pull all of these big withdrawals, and let's pull all of these deposits and all this other shit, you know, and let's just see what happens. Have people been reporting? Are people trying to pull a fast one here? What is going on? And so, you know, it's one of those things where I'm like, you know, yes, participate in crypto, but when I keep saying, like, crypto isn't going to be a thing, in like 20 years, 30 years. It's not going to be a thing the way it is now. That's why. Like, the government abhors a Wild West. Alright? Like, that's the thing that a lot of people don't want to realize, and they want to tell themselves the party will last forever. The party originally stopped when IRC... This is not the right one. What? That's not the right thing. This is Bravo. Bravo 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, that's the wrong one. So I just clipped a random piece. So we don't know what that is, and we're not going to talk about it. It's going to be our little secret. And if you say that to anyone, I'm going to come get you. So we just going to pretend that didn't happen. But nature abhors a vacuum, and the government abhors a Wild West. Not only did it actually get rid of the Wild West when the Wild West was a thing, so that should have been your first, your first indicator. Where'd his finger go? Oh, right here. That should have been your first. That should have been your first clue. But look at what has happened to the internet. What do you want? Yes. Oh. Okay. Nothing important. Look at what happened to the internet, right? When the internet was young, it was a Wild West. You could find anything and do anything online. You had to have technical capabilities to be online. He's got terrible trigger discipline. His finger is right in the trigger. But all right, D31. Let's see what D31 is. It's this thing right here. United States tamed the actual Wild West. Russia built its Trans-Siberian Railroad. You don't have this issue of... that fucking works. You don't have this issue of a government being like, I kind of like this, this unknown wasteland that's just sort of chilling nearby. That should be okay. Where's my shield? Here it is. Oh, and so the ooh. Oh, look at that. Look at that. No, governments come in and they say, yeah, fuck that noise. I need to know what people are doing in Vladivostok, right? They say, yeah, fuck that noise. I need to know what people are doing. There we are. Hoot. Bada boom. Look at you. Look at you. So what I'm saying is that the Wild West of crypto is coming to a close. And it's coming to a close before our very eyes. It had a good run of a little north of a decade. But, it's done, y'all. It's done. Just like this model. Honk. Thank you so much. I had fun. I had fun rambling about this. I had fun about, let me just get all the pieces of it together. Look at you. Can you... So you would... I guess you could still see. I like how the Gunpla has it in like super action pose, and I'm just trying to make sure that he can stand up. He's leaning back a little bit, but he has the right attitude. And that's all that matters. Let's see if we can. There it is. That's the shot. Oh, man. Thank you again, Honk. I greatly appreciate it. But yeah, be paying your taxes, y'all. That's all I gotta say. But I do gotta say, Honk, this was a lot of fun. The next one's going to be live. I think that's what we definitely gonna be doing. This was enjoyable, my man. Thank you again. Thank you for the wonderful gift. I'm sorry it took me so long to get here, but we are finally here. Figure out a way to stick his gun somewhere, but man, this is great. This is great. Thank you again, man. For everybody who's watching, hope you had fun. We are now at about $1:45 in terms of time, so I'm going to cut it off here. But have a good night. Take it easy and stay safe.